What you're about to hear is stone cold proof. Not rumours, not speculation. Official government documents. Released only after federal court orders, reluctantly confirming the unthinkable. This isn't medicine. This is about money, power and control. A supply chain of the unborn, fueling a multi-billion-dollar adrenochrome industry. And yes, operating with federal approval. And all of it leads back to Barack Obama. Evidence this damning doesn't deserve a press release. It demands prosecution, indictments, public trials. But here's the part that should chill every one of us. Experts now admit this industry has perfected techniques to harvest organs while aborted infants are still alive. Which raises the most disturbing question of all. If this is what we know, what horrors remain hidden?
So where do the bodies come from? Do we know?
I mean, when the baby is aborted for the purposes, and they're typically aborted for the scientific purpose, right? I mean, they have to know beforehand for the most part, because if they abort the baby and they don't immediately act to make sure that the tissues don't die, then you can't use them in these experiments. So, and this is. I'm
about as uncomfortable as I've ever been in an interview right now. This is like really beyond that this happens.
For millennia, the ruling class has been obsessed with sacrificing children in occult rituals. Today, the global elite continue the same evil, only now it's dressed up as science and medicine. Adrenochrome has become their sacrament, fueling satanic rituals, indulgence, and a grotesque pursuit of youth. And their demands are as chilling as they are precise. When it comes to the skulls and organs of children, even the unborn, there is one rule. They must be fresh, never frozen. The price only climbs when the body remains intact.
As the president of Judicial Watch, can you comment on reports of records that you have received from the Obama administration, FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, of communications and contracts with a human fetal tissue provider that seems to show the FDA was buying, quote, intact calvarium baby skulls, 18 to 24 weeks, for $515 per skull? What do you make of this apparent sale of fetal body parts to the FDA?
Well, it ought to cause both moral and legal outrage on the part of United States citizens and taxpayers, that their tax dollars are being used to purchase basically the dead bodies of unborn human beings. They divvy up their bodies, they sell their heads, they sell their livers, they sell other aspects of their body, and you see the price list. The documents raise questions about whether the aborted human beings were still alive when the organs were taken from them. The Obama administration obviously was involved in this. The Trump administration figured out what was happening and shut it down.
Documents previously uncovered in this lawsuit, according to your press release, that the federal government demanded the purchased fetal organs be, quote, fresh, never frozen. What do you make of that?
Well, if you want to, I don't know how any normal person could read that and not be horrified. They wanted the organs shipped on dry ice. This is awful stuff, and it highlights the humanity.
But it's actually happening.
Yeah, and it highlights the, these are organs. This isn't, a clump of cells. These are organs. These are baby skulls up to 24 weeks gestation. So there's no doubt that any normal person would call these a human being. And indeed, their organs are being sold, chopped up and sold. And, we have other documents in another lawsuit that we filed on behalf of the Center for Medical Progress that showed a massive operation in the University of Pittsburgh, again, funded with our tax dollars. Fauci's agency was involved in it as well. So Fauci should be asked about his agency support, in addition to gain-of-function research, chopping up organs. It was a fetal organ chop shop.
According to Judicial Watch founder Tom Fitton, federal officials who have enabled and profited from this gruesome trade in children's body parts can't be allowed to hide behind bureaucracy. They must be exposed and they must be held accountable.
What should someone think about this if they're learning about this for the first time? It just seems like it's sort of jaw-dropping, don't you think?
John, I've been doing this work at Judicial Watch for 23 years. These are the worst documents about government conduct I've ever seen in my life. It's a barbarism that we should all be terribly concerned about, and it should be a priority in terms of investigating how this is being done, why it was done, whether it violated the law, and making sure it stops.
What we're uncovering is a marketplace of death, a black market in plain sight, where fetal organs are catalogued and priced like auto parts. Behind it is a vast machine, biotech firms, government agencies, and so-called health providers, all feeding a billion-dollar supply chain that enriches the elite. And they flaunt it. In undercover footage, executives sip wine and laugh about the profits. Luxury cars, designer bags, lavish vacations, all bought with blood money. While still, it's all been shielded by the very institutions we're told to trust, while the media runs cover and buries the evidence. Take Planned Parenthood. Their own executives have been caught red-handed, not just admitting to the harvesting of body parts, but bragging about how lucrative the trade has become. One name stands out: Dr. Mary Gatter, head of the Los Angeles branch. In undercover footage, she's seen haggling over the price of body parts. Not medical waste, but premium organs demanded by elite buyers seeking adrenochrome. And this isn't vague. Dr. Gatter explicitly offers thymus liver pairs, prized in certain circles for their potency. She even admits that she has colleagues elsewhere in California running the very same operation, forming a network designed to keep the elite well supplied.
We agreed that $100 would keep you happy.
Well, let me agree to find out from other affiliates in California what they're getting. And if they're getting substantially more, then we can discuss it further.
Yes.
But the money is not the important thing.
No,
It has to be big enough that it's
But
worthwhile
it
to
is
be
something to talk about. I mean, it's one of the first things that you brought up, right? So
we're able to get a liver thymus pair, maybe that is $75 per specimen, and so that's for for liver thymus pair, and that's $150, versus if we can get liver thymus, brain hemisphere, and all that, then and so that protects us so that we're not paying for what we can't use.
Let me just figure out what others are getting, and if this is in the ballpark, and that's fine. If it's still low, then we can talk about it. I want a Lamborghini. I said I want a Lamborghini.
Don't we all, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Medical journals quietly confirm what insiders have been saying for years. The thymus gland and the liver are the crown jewels in adrenochrome production. The thymus, a small but powerful organ, regulates adrenaline. The liver processes and filters it. Together, they form the perfect combination for those seeking to extract and weaponize the body's most potent chemical. So it should come as no surprise that Dr. Mary Gatter was caught in Los Angeles, the beating heart of Hollywood, negotiating the going price for these organs. And it's Hollywood itself where the whispers grow loudest. Brave truth-tellers like Mel Gibson and Jim Caviezel have risked everything to expose the crimes of an industry built on the suffering of children, and the elites who feed off them.
But we've seen this over and over again in the media. You said ivermectin's bad. That's listed under the NIH. Hydroxychloroquine is bad for us. That's listed under the NIH. Adrenochrome, that's not true. It's C9H9NO3. This is a chemical compound that is absolutely listed. It's been around in modern science since the 1930s. You can actually, there's a synthetic form and there's a regular natural form, which is caused by torturing little kids to get their adrenaline up, essentially, and then extracting it from them. When you sit and meet, and so I brought this up a few years ago, and all of a sudden I was attacked by every media. Look it up. It's there. They absolutely went after me. And the next day, I never heard from my agency for 14 months. My lawyers let me go. My agency never called me after that, and essentially I was done. And so when we go and do movies like this, you spend a great deal of time with agents, working with them. I didn't realize the connection, though, to my industry and to Epstein Island and all of that. But obviously there is.
But it's not all darkness. Thanks to the courage of truth seekers like you, the tide is turning. More people are waking up every day, and the perpetrators can no longer operate with impunity. Their days of power are numbered. Take Planned Parenthood, for example. The walls are closing in on the creeps and murderers. Their director of strategic communications was found dead after police uncovered evidence of a paedophile network at his home. Tim Yurgu, 36, was found dead in his Connecticut apartment from apparent suicide, shortly after he was implicated by police in a child sex investigation. Then there's the story of Bill Taverner, a Planned Parenthood director who openly stated that children should be treated as sexual beings from the moment they exit the womb. After the People's Voice exposed Taverner's satanic beliefs, Fox News dug up similar appalling statements from Taverner's Center for Sex Ed and exposed him to their audience. One of these documents, used to indoctrinate Planned Parenthood staff, claims that sexuality is a part of life through all the ages and stages. Babies, elders, and everyone in between can experience sexuality. For 9,000 years, this cult has thrived in the shadows, sacrificing children, consuming their blood, and disguising it as religion, as medicine, and as culture. From Babylon to Hollywood, the names and faces may change, but the evil remains the same. This cult survives on secrecy, it feeds on silence, and it thrives because good people are too afraid to speak. So, this is our call to arms. It's time to tear down the 9,000-year-old paedophile cult brick by brick, lie by lie, until there's nothing left but ashes. Because the future of our children depends on it. Here at The People's Voice, we're determined to continue exposing the crimes of the elite, but we need your help. Subscribe to the channel, tell your friends and family about us, and join the People's Voice Locals community for exclusive and uncensored content. We can't do without you.